All right.
What's up, everybody?
Morning.
Shit, I glanced down and seen you, man. All this shit's out of line. I thought I left my cam on.
Oh, that would not have been pleasant.
StreamYard keeps adding a bunch of new stuff. Apparently, I can do my own graphicing now and all that, so I might try that out a little later.
Cool.
I guess if you pay for it, you get to play with it, huh?
You know, yeah, but the whole verbiage there.
That's what she said.
Hey. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Just damn.
All right, we got some people in here.
Yeah, people dropping in.
All right. So we got absentee in the house, Sax man. It's Tuesday, but if any of y'all want to come on the live, you're always welcome. Always. All right. Thank y'all for being here. If that image that I have posted up there does not trigger you, then you are probably on the wrong channel. So, yeah. That is actual facts evidence right there. I actually got this off of a news feed. Kind of weird. But anyway, this is 4 of the major, we're going to call it major mass shootings because they don't cover all mass shootings, right? Apparently we've had over 100 something this year. Did I read that correctly? I think so. Hold on, let me double check.
Well, you got to remember, they consider anything a mass shooting if it's anything from a slingshot to a 50 cal, out of the desert. Anything that's got a gun.
Unless it's in Chicago, then it's a what did they call it when the gangs killed each other?
It was agreed upon, or what was the word they used for that dumb shit?
Competitive interaction or some shit. I forgot.
It was like agreed, aggressive something or something. It was something stupid. I mean, Beetlejuice is the mayor. What do you expect? Or was? So,
mostly peaceful shootout.
Those are my favorite kind. I mean, I think everybody should, do some research. Look at Cabrini Green.
Man, it's saying that there was 38 U.S. mass shootings in March alone.
Well, apparently they must have been in the hood because you hadn't heard the first damn thing about them.
Well, you got to be able to tag a little propaganda on there, or it was not used, or it was not used. They didn't use AR style weapons, right?
Exactly. Well, naturally, anytime you have somebody that loses a life behind some of this dumb shit, it's unfortunate. And my heart goes out to the people who died behind this as victims. And let me be very clear. When I say victim, I'm not talking about it. on the bottom of the screen. I'm talking about the innocent folks that were in that school when it came in there and decided to make it a shooting gallery. Just so we're clear.
So I don't know if y'all seen it or had the privilege of seeing it, but this thing here, subject 4 on the screen there, they posted on a social media, sent a message saying that they were planning to die today.
Yep.
Okay. Now, I mean, I don't know if that person has done that already before and just talked a lot of shit or whatever the case may be. But if you're planning on taking yourself out, don't take people with you,
No.
especially children. I mean, and we're going to talk about all 6 of the individuals. We're going to do our little moment of silence for them here in a little bit. But the thing is, innocent people, right? Absolutely innocent. And I'm going to tell y'all a story before we get started. T, I mentioned it a little bit to you before. So my wife works in the school system, and I'm going to share this story without her permission, but she'll be fine with it. So she's upset about all this, which everybody should. Anybody with a heartbeat should be, right? So she's telling me, she can't believe that the schools have to go through procedures and evacuation routes and live action training with their students for situations like this. And she was talking about they used to go through tornado warnings and stuff like that, where you go and put your head down and get under a table or whatever the case may be. Now they're having to teach kids where the safe rooms are or where they go, what's the evacuation routes and stuff like that. And then she says to me, right, she says, we've got all of these veterans that will be more than happy to go stand at these schools and work for a school system, right, and protect our children. And then in the same breath, she says, we're sending all this money over to another country, but we can't take care of home. That's sad, right? Absolutely sad. Now, did it scare me what she said next? Of course it did. She said, I just want you to know that I'm going to do whatever it takes to protect those children if that was to happen. And I didn't argue with her, right? Because that's my belief, and I wouldn't expect her to have any other belief other than that either. Now, does that scare me? Hell yeah, it does. I mean, it wasn't an easy statement for her to make to me, and it wasn't easy for me to receive it. But the fact is, it's the truth, and we would expect somebody to do that, right? T, Saxon?
Absolutely.
I'm just letting you tell the story. You're absolutely right, brother. That's the patriot and the mama bear in her.
Yes, I mean, it's sad, and I agree with her that we're at that point in a nation. All right, I'm gonna leave y'all to it for a second. I got a puppy that's wanting out.
In what you just said there, there's no money in basically safeguarding your kids. Getting veterans, extra cops, whatever, to actually guard our children like we guard our money or we guard our politicians. But there's a hell of a lot more money in sending it overseas and kickbacks and all this stuff. So, they really, if they wanted to stop stuff like this, which they don't, because this fuels their agenda, and that's all it is. It's an agenda fueler. If they wanted to stop it, you could by doing expressly that. You basically on your school's website header, you announce that this school is guarded by not necessarily how many, but blah 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 armed individuals. And just like this one, this little deviant down here on the bottom, she expressed in a writing, in her little manifesto that she was gonna go to a different one, but it had too much security. This one had no security.
Well, here's something I'll point out. You could change the schools and the situation overnight. You know how you do it?
How?
Make all the fucking politicians' kids have to go to public school.
Oh yeah.
You'd watch that shit change overnight. There wouldn't be no question about security anymore. There wouldn't be no question about funding anymore. It would be a hard target at every fucking school in the country.
Yep.
That's how you fix it. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. At one time there was a proposal to take retired law enforcement or military, and they were willing to come on and, work as school security or whatever. And the incentive was going to be they don't pay any income tax on that earning.
Nice.
I think that's more than fair.
Absolutely.
And, there's no excuse for our schools not to be hard targets. When an armed assailant or a shitbag or whatever you want to call them comes rolling into school, they're going to have less resistance coming in where our most precious thing is in this country, as opposed to going to the corner and robbing a damn bank. Think about that.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I don't understand why each school system couldn't set aside $100,000, right? 2 people, $50,000 apiece, to come to a school for 8.5 hours and maintain securement of our children. They can't tell me it's not in the budget. They cannot sit there and tell me it's not in the budget when we're sending fucking billions to a country that doesn't help us at all.
No, but it's not about betterment of the people of the country. It's about the betterment of the politicians. That's all it is. These shitbags are in
Yeah.
It pisses me off when you when you go to neglecting children. I mean, it's gone on long enough. I mean, this is just a common thing, to see a school shooting and they're like, oh, let's blame the rifle. No, let's fucking blame the people that are over these school systems. Let's put the blame where it lays, right? Number one, you got fucking mentally challenged people running around out here that can go buy a weapon. I don't know if any of you's ever purchased a weapon, but there's a spot on there where you have to check the box, yes or no, if you've got any fucking mental issues. Okay. My determination, I'm not a doctor, but I am a obvious. Okay. Which means I can obviously tell somebody that doesn't know that if they got a dick between their legs, that they're a male, they have a mental problem. I'm sorry. If they're out there. Okay. It also asks if you're on any medications or anything like that. So my question is what was this thing? What medicine was this thing on, right, while transitioning into a man? You don't grow a beard without having testosterone, right? And when you get testosterone crossed with fucking natural estrogen, what do you get? You get a psychotic person is what you get. You get a fucking on-off switch in the middle of a dark room. So you don't know which switch you're fucking hitting and what it's going to turn on, right? So why does this person even have a weapon? They're fitting 2 check boxes on the no category, right? On the yes category, actually.
Yeah, but in their warped view of the world because of the current state of affairs in our fucking country, this is normal. They're supposed to be all fucked in the head and not know which gender is supposed to be on. That's normal. That's perfectly acceptable. We're all supposed to roll over and just praise God that they're here.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not. It's deviancy. I don't care if I piss people off or whatever. It's fucking deviancy. Show me another race on the planet that exhibits this kind of behavior. There isn't one.
No.
Because it's not fucking hardwired in. This is some deviant fucking behavior that's been inserted and encouraged. And who knows what warped ass damn relatives or friends fucked with these kids and fucked with their minds. Tell me I'm wrong.
So you're dead on. So I've got, and I thought about it a lot today and stuff like that as far as this. And we've talked about indoctrinating children for many, many episodes, right? Everything that a child learns or develops throughout their life is a direct influence of the parenting, and that includes the schooling, right? And social media, right? It's mass cooperation. So if they see it all the time on TikTok, Facebook, whatever the hell it is, they see it constantly. Oh, this is okay. This is cool. This seems to be what's popular. Then naturally, as a human being, most people, simple-minded people, they want to be popular. So what are they going to do? They're going to sway to that side where the people's getting all the attention.
Yep.
Right. Now, if you go somewhere out in the middle of the fucking Congo where they don't have internet or any bullshit like this, go over there and tell me how many transgenders you see in their fucking neighborhood.
I got one better than that, brother. Roll your ass through Mecca.
Right.
I dare you to pick out just a homosexual couple. You won't. Cultures, we shot ourselves in our damn foot, okay? It's fine if somebody is homosexual, whatever. That's your business. Whatever you do in the confines of your own bedroom, that's between you, whoever the hell you're with, and whatever deity you call God. That's your business. But it's not your fucking job to force it down my fucking throat, my children's throat, grandkids' throat, or any fucking body else's throat. Because it's not fucking normal, right? Again, you do you, but don't be coming to go over on my side of the fence trying to do me.
And don't influence children. And leave the children out of it.
Exactly. The kids are not, Leave the kids the fuck alone. That's a fuck around and find out right there.
Well, this culture celebrates mental illness, though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, look who's running the fucking country. It's the
Exactly.
opinion. If you go to Webster's dictionary and look up mental illness, that drooling fucktards on the front page.
Yeah. Well, like I said, all these mental deficiencies were considered a mental illness until 1973. When the LGBT plus minus / whatever people basically forced the ADA to say, these are not mental illnesses. This is part of the human sexual experience. And so here we are.
I guarantee you, nobody. I'm sitting here. I know Vanguard didn't, you didn't. I'm quite sure nobody in our chat, more likely, ever woke up one day as a kid and said, "Gee, I wonder what it'd be like to be this, that, or the other." Or, maybe I wish I didn't have this. I wish I was an Indian instead of an Audi. And I'm going, that shit never crossed my mind. I never questioned why I was a male or, why I was a male or would be better to be. That shit never registered. Now, granted, I understand I'm a relic to some folks here, which is cool. But I'm saying my generation didn't think that fucking way. And you could spot people where the wiring was fucked up a mile away. Now, it just wasn't normal. And now it's like they're trying to make it out like everything you turn on the TV or whatever, you're supposed to have a homosexual couple, a non-binary person, mix this, whatever. They want to undo anything that is the foundation of this country and make it like that's the outlier and the deviant shit is the common denominator.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
spot on.
According to these people, being a Christian straight male. That's the farthest from a good thing that you could ever be.
That's all right. I got one better than that. I'm a Christian straight omega male. They can all kiss my ass.
Right.
Sigma.
I'm done.
I don't know. It pisses me off, and if it doesn't piss people off, then fuck, their mind's not right either. It's just I don't know, and fucking man.
I get it. I get it. We're all pissed. And what's sad is the only reason this isn't being non-marginalized, I should say, and just being blasted through all the media is because there's no way for this political machine to spin it to better them. I mean, normally you'd have every shitbag Democrat up there saying, we need gun control. We need this. This shows we need to support it. Crickets. Crickets. You know why you're hearing crickets? Because it's showing these deviant fucks that are out here committing these crimes aren't firing on all 8 cylinders, and they're the same fucking group that they're trying to make us believe is normal and trying to groom our children to become.
Well, I want to look up something. Let me see here.
I'm just there's no reason for children not to be safe in school. None. The only reason a child is unsafe in a public school that your fucking tax dollars help pay for is negligence on the part of the local, state, and federal level.
Yeah, again, because it's an agenda pusher. I mean, the powers that be that are pushing this would love nothing more than to have one of these go on every week for a year, because they know that in the court of public opinion, it may not be right. Obviously, it's not right, but people on the receiving end of the TV would get so beat down, and then you'd have every purple-haired fucktard out there, we gotta get rid of guns, and then boom, we're Canada, we're Australia, we're Europe, and we're a target. Well,
people need to start waking the fuck up. One thing I will say, my hats are off to the Metro Nashville police. Everybody that showed up. All things considered, as bad as this could have been, they were on point inside of 15 minutes, and they had neutralized the threat inside of 2 once they hit the building.
Yeah, I mean, ran towards.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Yep.
Okay. If it had been fucking Uvalde, they'd had to order a pizza and have Uber Eats bring them some fucking Dunkin' Donuts and wait 2 hours before him got a set of balls to go in there.
Right.
Now, I'm going to go over some things that me and Vanguard were discussing before the show. I've seen the video of where it, let me be clear here, pulls in the parking lot in a little Honda Fit, shoots out the front door, comes through the front door, okay. The whole demeanor of this individual, you could tell from the get-go, they weren't firing on all 8, hitting the door. Okay? If you can find the video, watch it and see if you pick up on what I'm talking about. And as they're up, whichever, I don't know where they were at, checking room to room, it had the gun out, it's a little Kel-Tec, and it was acting like it was on Call of Duty. It seems surreal. It didn't seem like, it almost reminded you of somebody trying to play laser tag.
Right.
Then when you watch the law enforcement hit the door from the body cams, The one thing I did pick up on is I think they're on the second floor. I did catch a glimpse of a body. I don't know if it's a student or a parent or a teacher, and my heart goes out to them. I'm not trying to, take anything away from that or anything of that nature. I truly am upset about it. But I saw that, and that just kind of reinforced how pissed off I am about this going on. And, the police cleared the hallway, engaged the shitbag, and took him down. They did what they were trained to do. Anyone who's got kids, this will not be, you think, what if that was your child laying there in the hallway or your spouse because of this? I mean, can you imagine what that must, it's unimaginable with me.
Yeah, no.
And when kids die, to me, children are innocent. They're what we all live for. They're the very foundation of what makes us. I mean, it's like it's the fruit we all bear, I guess. It's your goal in life, and to have for somebody to take the life of a child, it's base evil. There's no excuse for it. I'm a firm believer in fuck killing them. Tie their ass to a stump, let the alligators fucking eat them after you cut an Achilles and bleed out in the fucking swamp. I want them to die slow. Let me be clear.
All right. So while y'all were talking about that, I'm looking up something because just curiosity. I'm trying to look at the base root and the cause of this shit, right?
Okay.
So what they prescribe to females that are trying to become a man is exogenous testosterone. Okay. Now, that's what's prescribed as a transitioning medicine. All right. Now, we're going to look up the side effects. All right. Within some subpopulations, they will have dystemic disorders, treatment-resistant depression, or low testosterone levels. Some of the side effects may include mood swings, uncontrollable mood, suicidal thoughts, testosterone imbalance, unable to independently produce testosterone. Of course, it's a female. Okay. There's so much on here. Psychological risk factors, mood,
but we're supposed to support
quality of life, blood clots. It's just listing all of this shit that it causes, right? And the number one thing I'm looking at is these mood swings and suicidal thoughts. Okay, this person premeditatedly posted it or sent an email to a private person or whatever the case may be before this even happened. I don't know the timeline, how soon they sent it to this person that they knew, but either way, it was fast enough to let somebody know, right?
Yeah.
So that was suicidal intent right there.
Its parents even said it shouldn't have guns. They were, before this even was a thing, the parents of this thing were like saying, it's messed up in the head. It should not have guns. It got 7 of them. So, but yeah, that's kind of like, when you go, we all remember back in the 80s, 70s. Well, you might not have Vanguard, but, the dangers of steroid use and stuff like that. One of the major things that you can take a lot of different steroids, but testosterone will boost all that stuff. That's why it's so hard to get low testosterone treatment, even for men, biological men that need it. Because it's something that is outside the body that you're putting into the body. Yeah, it's just AFU, man.
Yep. Very true.
Well, I mean, we're talking about serious side effects here. We're not talking about, if you go out and take a Superflex vitamin and it gives you the shits or something. We're talking about something that'll make you go out and hurt yourself or somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing. You bring up all these side effects, Vanguard, and what it could cause, potentially make happen. If the fucking government's so worried about fucking red flag laws and shit, why don't they fucking enforce them on this shit?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I mean, it seems to me like this is straight up mental illness. So there,
And plus you're giving it to children, generally speaking, that their brains haven't even fully developed yet.
Nope.
I mean, the brain doesn't really start kicking on all 8, like you say, until you're in your 20s.
Exactly.
Well, we're going to call that 30s, but.
Yeah,
it's kicking on all 8, but you still ain't got all your shit together generally.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're talking a young age where, you're learning how to even coexist with other people. You know what I'm saying? You're learning social skills and stuff like that, but you got a parent or 2 parents or whatever that's sitting here trying to force a kid to change to fit their narrative, not for the betterment of that child. And the way I see it is that all hands down, that should be child abuse. Anytime you're altering a child against the well-being of their natural state, right? That should be child abuse. I'm sorry. It should be.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see people going out there saying, well, my kid identifies as a potato and chopping all their fucking limbs off.
Nope.
But they're willing to go and have a breast removed or implants or whatever the case may be, right? All of that stuff is a hazard. Every bit of it's a hazard. And when you start putting a child that's not even producing testosterone on their own, and you start influencing mass copious amounts of estrogen into a male child or testosterone into a female child, trying to convert them over, you are causing damage that cannot be reversed. I mean, it can't be. I've seen so many transition fails or regret videos all over YouTube, and you listen to this stuff, and it's sad. Now, I've seen one earlier today where this woman, or she was a female that was getting so-called, well, she said forced into transition, right? And she's like, I'll never be able to breastfeed a child. I'll never be able to have a child because the damage has been done to the reproductive system so much that they didn't develop the ability to be able to give birth. You know what I'm saying? And it's irreversible. And I don't understand it. You've got so many people out there that want to have children that can't have children, but you've got people that's got the ability to have children that want to remove it. I don't understand it, and I can't wrap my mind around it. It's just
you can't.
Pisses me off.
You can't apply logic where logic is not applied, brother. It's impossible.
Yeah, I seen that it was a former student. She was 28 years old, so that would have been a really, really, really former student, right?
Yeah. Well, here's another thing I noticed too, and we've talked about this. Where are the wounded at? I haven't heard anything about anybody being wounded.
Well, did you see? I mean, I did some reading on it. And it said most of the student body and faculty were on the playground. They wasn't even in the building. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, well, if that's the case, that's great. I mean, because my first thoughts were, and I know we've talked about this, was for it to be such a limited number of casualties, there's no wounded per se. And again, I'm not trying to make light of this. I'm just looking at it from a statistical standpoint. It almost seemed like it was personal.
Like targeted, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, one of the pastor's kid was one of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know if everybody out there in the YouTube world is aware, but the governor of Tennessee had just passed a law where you can't implicate pronouns in schools. So I don't know if that had something to do with it, but it kind of seems fitting. Just saying.
Yeah. So they're acting out because they can't be a he, she, it.
Well, here's the other thing too. Our fabulous government, politicians, social media, all the big techs and all that, you know, they're empowering all of these fucking groups to think that they have a power beyond the reasoning of law or moral values. And that's what's happening. You know, people think that they can just do all this stupid shit and have no fucking repercussions for it whatsoever because they're empowered.
Sure.
Because, and I don't know if y'all seen it, was it Rhode Island or somewhere where they had the St. Patrick's Day parade and the mayor of that town banned all LGBTQ representation from being in the parade? Did y'all see that?
No, I did not.
No.
Kudos.
Yeah.
If you want to have a flag out here, it needs to be green.
Yeah.
It's St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. I agree.
Not LGBTQ Day.
Nope. I'm so over it trying to be inserted and force fed to everybody. It's bullshit. You know, I'm done. Again, if that's how you want to fly your flag, more power to you, but you do it in your own home on your own time. Don't try to come across the fence and make me do it because I'm not going to, and you're not going to like what you get. Teach their own, but don't try to make it, you know, don't try to make other people conform.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm still hung up on this thing that, you know, look, there's been people that batted on the same team for as long as mankind's been around. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't, I mean, it used to be called coming out the closet. You know what I'm saying? Now there's no such thing. I mean, it's just blatantly in your face and force fed to you, like you say. And I mean, why? I don't want to look at a fucking commercial while I'm watching TV and they've got some shit on there about HIV medicines, and then all of a sudden you've got two grown-ass men kissing on there. What the fuck?
Well, yeah. I want you to think that Fred and Bubba's all right.
But see, I'm still the type of person where even it doesn't matter what kind of intimate scene it is in any movie, whether it's, you know, straight people, whatever, I still get like this feeling of uncomfortableness because, and I don't care, you know, if people want to watch porno, shit like that, I don't care. That's not my bag of tea. All right. But if I see something like that on TV, even if it's on a movie, I get like this sense of look away. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just not me.
Right. Nothing wrong with that.
But I mean, and that's just my upbringing. I'm kind of one of those that's not intimate out in public and stuff like that. I mean, holding hands, sure. But, you know, damn double-tongue Frenching somebody out in the middle of fucking J.C. Penney is just not happening. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to happen. I mean, I was shy about kissing my wife when we got married. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just, I don't get it. But people force this shit out there on you. You can't even turn on the TV without seeing some shit.
Nope.
And I mean, it pisses me off. That's kind of the reason I just basically don't watch a whole lot of TV.
It's hard to watch TV now without sometimes it's real subtle how they insert it, and then sometimes it's just right there in your face. But it's like everything is coming into. I mean, you can't everything from Star Trek. I'm surprised you can't watch Flintstones and have it in it. I mean,
Right.
give it time. You know, I'm just saying it's almost the point where I'd rather give the kids a book or something. Say, here, read.
I mean, Bam Bam did seem a little fruity, man. I'm just saying. But I don't know, man. It's just I'm looking at it more as a medical situation, because it's starting to come out that most of these mass shootings and shit that are being televised, the ones that we know about, happen to be people that chosen that path in life, right? Of non-binary, transgender, whatever the case may be, right?
Yep.
It seems to become very, very common. And I'm looking at medical background. It's actually listed as a mental disability or an issue. Anything that you have to be treated for with medicine means you have a health issue. It doesn't matter if you've got headaches, high blood pressure, the clap, whatever the case it is, right? If you're getting medical treatment for it, then it is a medical issue. If they have to prescribe you medicine for it, then you have a medical issue. So if they're having to give you medicine because you don't know if you're going to walk on your hands or your feet today, then guess what? That is a medical issue. That means you have a fucking mental problem.
Well, I mean, if you can't figure out whether you need to sit down or stand up to pee, that kind of says it all.
Right.
I don't know. I get frustrated with it. It's just very, very
annoying. Again, don't apologize. Whatever you do, I'm there with you, brother. I'm so sick and tired of people talking about being politically correct, and you gotta accept this and accept that and embrace this and fuck that. I don't do a damn thing.
Y'all want to start a movement? Y'all want to start a movement like right now? Tomorrow, I will be calling my governor's office tomorrow, first thing in the morning. And I'm going to know why we can't break out funds to protect the children in our schools. And I won't quit calling until I get an answer.
There you go.
It's actually a great idea.
Yeah. Hold Brian's feet to the fire, buddy.
Well, the thing is, I may be looking at it at a different angle. Like I said, my wife is in the school system, right? Am I protecting my wife? Sure. But in order to protect her, I have to protect everybody that's around her as well. So it's a win-win. And I'm going to ask. I'm going to completely just straight up ask, we can go plant fucking flowers in the Section 8 housing and shit, but we can't fucking protect our kids. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
You can kiss my ass.
They're our number one asset, dude. We should be doing everything to protect the children.
So if we don't do a live Thursday, y'all know what happened. Just saying.
We pissed off the algorithm.
No. Somebody might have come by the house, pick me up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you just let us know which jail, we'll break you out.
All right.
Get your deeds ready. I don't know. I'm just aggravated, and I guess the only way we can do it is like we've always said: start at ground zero and just implement what we can at a local setting. I know at our school system we have law enforcement at the school. If anybody's there, they're there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But could it be done better? Sure. Definitely. It could definitely be done better. And I mean, I can lay it all out for them. I mean, and no charge. I can lay out perfect securement of a school, no issue. Believe me, if there's anything I know about it's securement. So I can map it all out for them. I can lay it down. I can put the itinerary in rotating schedule for breaks, all that shit. Every bit of it. Simple. All he's got to do is sign the checks.
Yep. Got to make them hard targets, brother.
Well, I mean, this thing that just shot up this school proved my point. The news proved my point. They changed their objective and location because the security was too high at the other one.
Yeah.
Proves my point. Hallelujah. There it is. And how hard is this to understand? Why did this thing stop from going there? Oh, because the risk was too high. There was too much security. Oh, wow. Go figure. All right. My blood's boiling. So,
what I like to do, I think we all three like to do. I'd like to. You want to call out these folks, these victims, brother?
Absolutely. And then we're going to do a moment of silence for these individuals. Let's see here. Let me pull it up. Got it saved. All right. So we'll start out. Let me make sure. And I'm going to read it just like it is. All right. This is a list of the victims. On Monday, Monday afternoon, police identified 3 students and 3 staff members who were killed. I'm going to try to pronounce these names just as good as I can. First one is Evelyn Dykus, it looks like, age 9, was a 3rd grader at the Covenant School, and her sister was a 5th grader. The next one's going to be Haley Scruggs, age 9. Then you had William Kinney, age 9. Then you had Cynthia Peak, age 61, which was a substitute teacher. Then you had Catherine Kuntz, age 60. And then you also have Mike Hill, age 61, which was a janitor at the school. And a little bit of information I gathered from the what was told to me is these adult individuals actually put themselves in between the children and the shooter, is what I gathered from that. So what I will ask, we're going to take exactly 1 minute for a moment of silence. I'm actually going to mute everybody, and we'll do that, and we will start now. All right, thank you all for that. That was a little over a minute, but that is fine. Well worth it. So in this list of names, and I was glancing at it while we were having our moment of silence. It says at Evelyn's vigil that they had, the sister could be seen, which was a 5th grader, could be seen crying and stating that I don't want to be an only child. Right. And that's terrible. That's awful. I mean, I don't know how you would. I don't know. I'm getting a little emotional, y'all, because I've seen young children being laid to rest, and it is not easy. It does not matter. It's a tough situation. And the thing is, like you said earlier, Haley Scruggs, which was the daughter of Chad Scruggs, is the senior pastor at Covenant Presbyterian Church. So,
senseless death because of an agenda that's been,
Exactly.
that's all this is.
And, obviously not right now, but later on, that would probably be my number one. Is the fact that your kid died because of an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Your child died because of an evil agenda.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it worse.
Absolutely. That's what
You've sacrificed 6 people on the altar of progressivism, and it
self-enrichment.
yeah so the more I think about it, the more I just get pissed off.
That's what I'm saying. All you're doing is raising your blood pressure.
Yeah.
And it's over shit that if any one of us had been there, come hell or high water, we would have done anything in our power to try and stop it from taking those lives. And this is not me dissing the law enforcement. They did a bang up job. My hats are off to them. They have nothing but utmost respect and support for what they did. They showed you how it was supposed to be done.
Well, and I'm gonna touch on that too. Those of you that are out there in the chat, I'll add the link to the video. You can go on YouTube and look it up, and the body cam's there. I looked up the actual timeline from when the shooter made it on scene and when law enforcement made it. It was 10:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time when this all started breaking out. 10 minutes later, law enforcement was on scene and active. 10 minutes. Now, is that impressive? It is. It should have never happened, but that response time is impeccable. I mean, and they didn't go in and stage up behind doors or anything. They went in with one objective: eliminate the threat. In that video, you can watch them pushing full speed. They were doing everything that they needed to be doing. You'd have one officer move forward stage. Another officer would do what we call frog hopping, right? So one would stage, the other would move forward into a tactical position, and then the next one would move forward. They did that all the way until they got to the threat, and then they eliminated the threat. Now, what I'm being told is when they initially showed up on scene, they made the call out to lay down your arms. So I'm guessing their intention, of course, standard operating procedure is for the threat to give themselves up, right? But obviously, this person, by their messages that they sent to a friend or an acquaintance, they had no intentions of surrendering. They planned to lose their life today or that day. So the officers pushed in and didn't hesitate at all. There was zero hesitation in their movements whatsoever. Threat eliminated. So going in and trying to placate and powder coat somebody and sit there and play patty cake and all that bullshit, those times need to be over.
Yep.
It's done.
Yep.
There'll be no trial. There'll be no judgment. It's done.
We need to start calling this shit for what it is. And damn people being upset.
Yeah, it's a propaganda nightmare is exactly what it is. I don't know.
I just my hang up is when kids get killed. No.
Well, that's the whole thing. We all know what it is. Every person with a effing brain cell knows that these people aren't sane, and again, you've got popular culture and the media and everybody else saying it's totally okay. This is totally fine. And you know what? Actually, you know, screw y'all. This is a genocide against these LGBT plus Q minus things. So when it's not,
Right.
I mean, it's literally a nationwide, hell, a planet-wide gaslighting. And oh my God, yeah, it just, again, the more I think about it and the more I stew on it, it just it just raises the blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean this every fucking person in DC that pushes that agenda, this blood is on their hands. Let me be perfectly clear about that. They are directly responsible for the loss of life that we witnessed yesterday. Every fucking one of them.
Absolutely.
And it's time the fucking American people see this for what it is and start calling these fucking sick bastards out. Stop accepting it as the norm. Stop saying, well, I don't want to make waves, or, I don't want to make a scene. Fuck that. They make scenes when they wake the fuck up. Give it back to them. Bring it to them. You don't got to accept that bullshit. I'm not telling you to go out there and beat the hell out of anybody. I'm not telling you to go out there and commit any crimes. I'm telling you, if you're out in public and somebody's doing that shit, you don't have to accept it. You can call them out. Or you don't have to partake in the acceptance of it in your own household or anything else. If you catch your school trying to push that bullshit with your kids, fucking show up at the school. Eat their ass up.
That's right.
Show up at a fucking school board meeting. Become the rash that is on their ass and will not fucking go away. It's time we wake the fuck up and start taking this shit back and putting things right. If the politicians won't fucking do it, it's time for the people to do it. Because politicians hate bad press.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and the thing is, they immediately, on the news, they immediately go to the weapons. Assault style weapons. A fucking wiffle ball bat can be a fucking assault weapon. Okay.
True.
So why not dig into what the actual cause is? Oh, let's think about it. Mental issues. Yeah. Okay. Drug-induced fucking psychotics. Yeah. That's the truth. Nobody wants to hear the truth, right? They want to hear that a gun jumped out of its room where you had it laying at and just went out and killed people on its own. No. I came home today and every weapon I have was laying exactly where the fuck I left it at. It's not the weapon. It's the people. It is the human body of the United States. I'm embarrassed of our country. Completely embarrassed.
Our country has become a dumpster fire and a joke for the rest of the planet. The reason we had that first contact with aliens because when they come by the plant, they roll the windows up and get the fuck on.
That's right.
Oh, here you go, everybody. I'm sure that everyone wants to be aware of this. I just received this from one of our compatriots. It's from Marjorie Taylor Greene, our favorite stick in the spokes at the.
She said exactly what I said earlier about the medications.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, Anquifa has decided they're going to sponsor a Trans Day of Vengeance. Stop trans genocide, April 1st. Assemble at the Supreme Court of the United States, wear a mask, and bring a buddy.
That sounds like sedition.
Can we move the Supreme Court here, please?
Oh my God, please. I'll take the day off.
What? Okay. Antifa is a fucking, no matter what you want to say about them, they're a domestic terrorist organization. But they're being encouraged and allowed to create a fur, whatever the hell you call it, you know what I'm saying. In DC, the same place where a bunch of patriots showed up to bitch and are still in jail for doing nothing more than walking in a fucking building that the police let them in. But these fucking bottom-feeding, basement-dwelling, hot pocket overdosing, latte drinking fucktards are allowed to promote shit like this with everything's cool. There's two sets of fucking rules. Again, we need to start calling this shit out, people. Just saying. If my blood pressure's up, I feel everybody else's should be too. Give it the fuck back to them. An eye for a fucking eye. I would love for a transgender group to decide they want to call violence on my ass somewhere, Mama D, because I'm going to make the fucking news. And, you know, if that's the day I get called home by God, then so be it. But I guarantee you, I'm taking some with me.
They better bring a fucking party bus when they roll up on me.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It ain't going to be pretty. There's going to be a lot of fucked up folks. I'm over this. I'm over making excuses or rolling over or whatever, trying to, you know, I don't placate or make excuses for those of you who know me. But yeah, sometimes I might take the moral high road and say, you know what, this isn't the time. I got my granddaughter with me, or I'm out with my wife trying to have a good meal. I don't want to make a scene, but I'm almost to the point where fuck it. Well, somebody got to fucking say it. All you got to do is be able to articulate it enough to make them look like a fucking moron. It's not hard to do. All you got to do is have more than 30 or 40 IQ points, and you're going to accomplish it straight up. If you can create a full sentence and don't sound like Chris Rock when you say it, you're going to win the argument. So, my tolerance of this shit's right here. I'm done. Time people start telling them how it is. Again, I'm not saying anything about encouraging violence or telling you to go get yourself breaking laws. I'm saying, but stop rolling over for this shit. Make your voice heard. That's all I'm saying. All right, I'll shut up.
No, sure. You're dead on.
Oh. Senseless waste of life over an it losing its shit. We could put that on a shirt. I'm just, It's sad that where we're at today because of this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's just no other. It's an embarrassment. It's not fair to our future generations because, we're destroying the country, and we're dumbing them down to the point where they don't know to. They're not going to know how to fix it because we're going to have it so fucked up that it's just going to like implode. And
Oh yeah. Well, we've in my lifetime we've seen basically stripping away of our national identity.
mm-hmm.
I mean, shit, the 70s and 80s, man. You actually had, rock stars singing about how good America was.
Yeah.
You won't hear that now. Oh my God.
Nope.
No. But, and here's the kicker. Other than the obvious, shitbag countries like Canada, parts of Australia, stuff like that. A lot of these other countries have kind of gone back and embraced that, national identity or nationalism or whatever, and they're not changing. The ones that did are saying, "Oh crap, we made a huge mistake."
Exactly.
I can't say much for the French, but the Germans in the past couple of years have kind of done an about face on, all their huge liberal policies that they, instated in the 70s and 80s and 90s, and they've finally woken up to the fact that they're losing their country.
Yep.
And they will never be what they once were. Unfortunately, you have the English who are still in the throes of it, because they're farther along in this crap than we are.
You see the trolls are flagging us on our Facebook page.
Let's see.
Wow.
Oh, well.
That means we're doing something right.
There you have it. If we're not here Thursday, it means we pissed off the algorithm and we apparently hurt somebody's feelings. We did our job.
Oh no, we're past that 90-day mark. We can take another flag. I got that shit calculated.
There you go. You the man. Yeah, folks, don't be submissive to this shit anymore. You don't gotta get in a fight, but you can hold your ground. You can speak your mind. This bullshit of walking around trying to walk on glass and tiptoe around shit, I'm done. Just, I understand sometimes you got to think smart because of your locale.
Yeah.
I mean, all of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes you might have to watch what you say because you're outnumbered substantially. And we're not all John Wick, I get it. But when it's a situation where you're one-on-one and somebody starts spouting off all that nonsense, fucking call them out. Make it where at least the next time they go to open their ignorant ass mouth and run it, they say, oh shit, I might need to make sure I got my facts in case this person actually knows what they're talking about with that last one. Patriot Nation, brother, I'm sorry. Thank you for your service. But the people we entrusted to run the fucking country, this is what they did. What they continue to do. Rape and pillage it and its people. hit the like button if you hadn't, folks. Beat that algorithm. Give them the finger. Keep on hitting that like button if you hadn't already.
That's right.
All right. Well, we only can beat a dead horse for so long, brother. I feel like all we're doing is getting our blood pressure up more.
Yeah. But
I
I
mean,
mean, what we said here tonight needed to be said.
yeah, it did, and we need to do it exactly how we did it, and call it for what it was. I think we did that. And if we upset some folks,
Sorry about your bad luck.
I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because I mean, we want subscribers, but we don't want anybody here that doesn't want to be here.
No. If you don't agree with us, okay, cool. You don't got to stick around with us. You don't got to agree with everything we say. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but don't get pissed off because I have my truth and you have yours. So
Somebody's hitting the likes.
that's what we want. Absolutely, Mama D. Our moment of silence, I tried to say a prayer for all the victims and their families. I figure they can all use it right about now.
I'm just looking at our feed right now. We're getting a lot of influx on likes right now. We're 16. This one coming up. Proud of every one of them. Shit.
Yep, that's what we like.
There you go.
That's what we like. Well, I mean, we put it out there. I think what we ought to do is for next few lives, we need to hit on this. We don't necessarily have to spend the whole time talking about it, but we don't need to let it go away.
No.
Yeah, no.
Because that's what happens is the next bullshit comes on the news and then things just get forgotten and left behind.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need to keep this alive. I mean, I know we're not, Fox, but we do reach people, and if we make one person remember, that's better than just saying or being quiet. Because that one person will make somebody else remember, and so forth and so on.
Speaking of outlets, Sax Man, would you like to let them know what we now have?
Oh, yeah. So we got our Instagram page up. And that's Evolution Vanguard with a little 01 at the end of it.
Nice. And I will get that attached to the description as soon as possible.
Awesome.
All right. Well, good deal, everybody. I don't know. It's frustrating, but we will revisit this as more information comes out. I'm actually going to start instituting some shorts videos and stuff for the YouTube page. Just, little things. Just to kind of hit on small news things, just to kind of make people aware of them. So y'all keep an eye out for that. I do plan to implement that to the YouTube. So that'll be something that'll gain more visibility because ultimately the more videos you put out, the more chance you are to reach somebody. So I'll start doing that. Sax Man, you want to leave them with a little bit of information? Kind words. I know it's hard, but
oh Lord, yeah, man. hug your kids. If you don't have kids around, be there with your loved ones. Pray over your family. As we can see, these people took their kids to school and, didn't get to leave with them. So, be thankful for who and what you've got and take some time out of the day just to disconnect for just a little bit, or as we have always said, this shit will eat you up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got.
Perfect. All right, T. On you, buddy.
Kind of echo off what Saxman said. Tonight you go to bed. Have those families, those victims. Your thoughts and prayers. They need it. Thank God for the law enforcement and them being able to do their job, and the heroic behavior they showed going in there, face of danger, and to save everyone in that building. And again, when you get out tomorrow, from this day forward, when you're out there, you stand up straight. You be proud, and don't take no shit. Somebody tries to push a fucked up viewpoint on you, drop some facts on them. Stop rolling over and taking it. It's time for us to be heard just like them. That's all I got, brother.
10-4. Appreciate that, Patriot Nation. We do appreciate the kind words and support. Guys, I know we got pretty emotional with this. We should. Anytime children are involved, that's a line that you cannot uncross. I'm still hung up on the mental thing. I do believe that is mental driven. It's sad. I really don't want to ever have to cover any news like this, but things that got said needed to be said. And I promise y'all, we have no agenda, no hidden agenda. We just speak directly from our hearts and what we feel, and we support your feelings as well. I'd really like to encourage some of y'all to get on here and talk with us, even if you just answer some questions, yes or no, on the live. You don't have to get on there and put a whole commentary together or anything like that. Just come hang out with us. It's fun. Tonight wasn't so fun, simply because the topic at hand. But I mean, we're here to spread the news and the word as best as we can, and try to tell the truth on all the hidden subject or whatever they put out on the news. But that's our goal. So yeah, y'all just pray for those families tonight. I don't want to say try to put yourself in their shoes. I hope that nobody ever has to be in that situation. Unfortunately, I don't think it's something that's going to be repaired overnight. So either way, thank y'all for coming by. Absentee, Saxman, as always, I appreciate y'all attending. And we'll plan to see everybody on Thursday, unless I get a 7-day ban, and we'll see. But other than that, I think we're back to a warning strike, so we'll see.
Sweet.
But anyway, everybody take care. Thank y'all for coming by. Y'all have a good night.
Good night, everybody.